Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. First of all, I want to say that I'm sorry for those that were trying to watch at home this morning. We had trouble with Comcast at the building. We tried to reset the internet, and then we figured out that it was the internet coming into the building that we were having problems with. Our guys in the AV booth were able to record the service. So as I present this, or as this is recorded, I'm working on uploading that file to the internet. So by the time you watch this video, hopefully I will already have that uploaded to Facebook. So when you get done watching this one, or if you found this one, it may be that you've already found the lesson on Facebook. So give it a look. If I'm not able to, we will figure out a way to get that file uploaded either to Facebook or to YouTube, and we'll send that out as a link. So keep looking for that. It was on our second part on suicide this week. The title of it was Unforgiven. So be on the lookout, share that with people. And I'd also like to remind you that, of course, we have our summer series that's continuing on Wednesday nights at 6:30. This week we have Wayne Miller with us. Always does an excellent job. I'm sure he will this week. His topic is Jesus from the standpoint of him being the Son of God. So an excellent topic, an excellent speaker. Wednesday night, 6:30. You can be with us at the building, or you can watch that service online, whichever you choose. Just remember, if you are watching online, share it with your friends, family, loved ones. If you watch at the building, go home, share it with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. So I think we've had a great summer series so far, and I'm sure that it's going to continue that way. And we need to make sure that we're taking every opportunity to do something good with this, the blessing that the elders have afforded us of having this summer series with all these great speakers. So get it out there, make something good out of it, and share it. Now, as for the devotional for this evening, I found a little thing that I wanted to read to you. It's, let me just get into this. Masada, which means fortress in Hebrew, is a mountaintop stronghold in the Judean desert, built on a rocky mesa rising abruptly 2,000 feet above the nearby Dead Sea. It was renovated by Herod the Great between 37 and 31 BC, when Jerusalem was taken by the Romans in AD 70. The last remaining rebels, a Jewish sect known as the Zealots, revolted and seized the fortress in their last stand against the Roman rule. They refused to surrender. With plenty of food and water, this group of about 1,000 men, women, and children, led by Eleazar ben Jair, held off the whole Roman army for more than 2 years. After this long siege, 15,000 Roman soldiers from the 10th Legion raised an enormous earth ramp and broke through the walls. They found bodies of over 960 men, women, and children, victims of a suicide pact to keep the Romans from taking them as slaves. All but 7 killed themselves rather than yield to their enemies. The Masada site was rediscovered in 1842 and extensively excavated by archaeologist Higel Yadin between 1963 and 1965. Today, tourists may hike up the snake path on the eastern side or take a cable car to the top. Because of the dry climate, Masada has remained largely untouched by humans for over 2,000 years. A museum now displays findings, and tours are given daily telling the story of the zealots who refused to give in. Now, there's certainly times that we need to fearlessly stand up. Of course, when we're dealing with sin, we need to stand up and to be sure that we do not submit. One of my favorite baseball players of the past, Babe Ruth, has been credited with saying that it's hard to beat a man that will not quit. That's the attitude that we should have when it comes to sin. We're not going to give up. We're not going to quit. We're not going to let the devil get the best of us, whether it's dealing with our own sins or whether it's trying to take the gospel to someone else. If we remain faithful, if we keep pushing toward the goal, then we will overcome in the end. However, there is a time when we do need to be willing to submit. We need to be willing to submit when we find out that we're in the wrong. Perhaps that is at a time when we have not obeyed the gospel. Paul says in Galatians chapter 2 and verse 20, he says, I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. And Paul is a true example of that. Truly, when he found out that he was in the wrong, When Jesus appeared to him on the road to Damascus, he was a changed man. He fully submitted to God. In the country that we live in, we're taught that we're to push our way forward, that we're not willing to submit to anyone, that we're to get whatever we want at all costs. But friends, when it comes to the Bible and the religion of Jesus Christ, we have to be willing to submit to God. He's the only one that deserves true submission, and deserve it he does. And we should be willing, when we find out if we've not obeyed the gospel, we should submit to God. If we've obeyed the gospel, we get off track, we should submit to God. Change our ways, repent, get our lives on track. As you go through this week, I challenge you to evaluate your life. Maybe it is that you've never obeyed the gospel. If you don't know what it means to obey the gospel, then contact me, reach out. I'd be glad to study with you. One of our elders would be glad to study with you. Or if you're laying your life down beside the Bible and you realize that you've been pushing yourself in front of God, you've been pushing Jesus Christ out of your life, don't wait any longer. Make it right. Submit to God. Give in to Jesus and allow him to be your guide in this life. Cast all your cares upon him because he cares for you. I want to thank you once again for tuning in. Pray that you'll take this with you as you go through the week. Pray that you'll share this with others as well. Thank you and have a blessed week.